All right, the war on Ukraine now in its 23rd day, fourth week. Russian strikes now today hitting Kyiv and the outskirts of Lviv as well, close to a NATO member, in fact, about 40 miles away. Ukraine still fighting it off. Joining us now to discuss is retired Senior Chief Petty Officer, U.S. Navy SEAL Team 6 member Rob O'Neill. Good to see you again. Thanks so much for coming
Morning.
on.
Thank you for having me.
So every time you and I talk, this situation continues to escalate because as the days go on here, and the newest information that I have for you is that Russian missile strike in Lviv, near Lviv, about 43 miles from the Polish border, a NATO member. Where do you see this going?
My concern is that they're going to slowly build a footprint closer and closer to Poland. He being Vladimir Putin is concerned that he's not doing as well. His people aren't doing as well. The morale is shot because the Ukrainians are fighting back so hard. The issue is if he wants to step the line, the worse off Vladimir Putin gets, the more he starts to say nuclear. And, it doesn't matter if it's a tactical nuclear, it's still a nuclear weapon. If he starts doing that near NATO countries, it's going to be an issue. If he sets one foot inside a NATO country, then we as NATO would be obligated to respond with force. And he's just kind of pushing the line. He's using old school tactics where they just bomb the heck out of it and just beat them into submission, keep civilians, down in places where they can't eat or drink anything. And then when they come out and try to flee, then they kill the civilians. So it's a concern that's escalating. He's not really getting anything except complete destruction of this country. And it's a really sad thing to watch.
Yeah, and these are Lviv, obviously one of the routes to get to Poland, as Poland has accepted more than 1 million refugees, if not 2, I believe. But we're up to more than 3 million refugees fleeing the area. But bottom line is these refugees are moving this way. And Putin is firing missiles in this way. And there's no accountability, at least at this time, aside from the sanctions that have been put in place on Vladimir Putin. What more can NATO countries do? What more can Ukraine do? What more can the United States do?
This is really difficult to do. The only way to stop the jets is a no-fly zone with NATO jets, and the logistics to get those involved are so difficult. You got a lot of people on Capitol Hill just saying, give them the jets. Okay, fine. Where are you going to get them? Where are you going to put them? Who's going to fly them? Are you going to try to fly them with NATO pilots over to Ukraine for Ukrainian soldiers? You're already a NATO pilot flying over that country. You can't just land them in there, and you can't just put someone in who's never been in there. So the no-fly zone obviously too would escalate to a point that Vladimir Putin actually wants it, so he can escalate more and continue to take more countries. It's a tough spot. If he's telling innocent women and children that they have a safe line to Poland to get out of the country, and then those lines are mines, you can tell what a crazy person this is. Yes, he's a war criminal. Even President Biden admitted that. So it's a really tough spot, but this is how Vladimir Putin wants to play it out. Like, this is his swan song. He's gonna go down in flames. His soldiers are shooting themselves so they don't have to go to the front lines.
We have seen reports of that, still unconfirmed by Newsmax, but have seen reports of that as well. I'm curious to know your thoughts on logistics of my next question. The military aid that we're sending, that the United States is sending to Ukraine, including the Stinger missiles, the Javelin missiles, the drones, obviously the guns, ammunition, etc. We're sending all this aid over there, some $800 million in additional aid. Rob, how does it get there?
It's going to go through our NATO allies and across our borders, because it's probably going to have to be driven under some kind of disguise, hopefully at night, because the Russians can't fight at night because they're kind of primitive with all of their armor. But there's only a few companies that are doing it. A lot of them refuse to cross. They'll go to Poland, stop at the border, and then won't do anything there except take a few pictures for Instagram. Some companies are doing it, but I mean, that's a lot to bring that kind of stuff there. And then once you get it in there, you got to get with the Ukrainians and train them how to use it. Not difficult to use. You can train them up, but you're talking everything from bringing tactical gear like vests and bullets and Stinger missiles and javelins. There's a lot more to it than just respawning in a video game. This is real stuff, and real people are there. And once they get there, I think some of the reality sets in, especially for some of these Americans. Now, if I cross this border, I'm a war criminal, and I don't want to duke it out with the Russians and then end up in one of their gulags.
Yeah, that question I don't think gets asked enough. That's great. We're sending supplies. Some politicians are saying, but how does it actually get there, and what are the risks in getting those into Ukraine? Rob O'Neill joining us live here with his thoughts. Rob, good to see you. Have a great weekend, sir.
Thank you. You too.